This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so yesterday we have seen that if we have to declare some parameters, we have to declare some variable. Okay, so for that purpose, we can use the top include. So generally, the parameter, the variable what we declare, that include is known as the top include. Okay, generally we tell the name as a top include. There is nothing specific, just we tell the top include. Okay, we can give any name, just we have to put it over here in beginning, because all the definition we have to do in beginning, right? So it is just like a placeholder. Okay, this code, whatever code inside this we have written, you know, it is there, it is here, but just in the modularized way. The code is behind this. Okay, just it is invisible, but in the same sequence code is there. So first line is here, right? Some line here we are having the types declaration. So here also we have the types declaration, just it is invisible, it's a placeholder. Okay, here the perform, we have used this perform, and the subroutine we have defined inside this include. Okay, the subroutine we have defined inside this include. So if you double click on this subroutine, okay, if you double click, you can see that automatically that subroutine is opening over here. Okay, automatically this subroutine is opening over here. Fine, here also you can see that it's opening, right? And then this is some unnecessary statement, we can remove it, because for displaying purpose already we are writing over here. Okay, so we can remove this, this is not required. And whatever the subroutine we have created, that subroutine is inside this include. Okay, so generally we put subroutine we write after the main program. Yesterday we have seen. So this include is also after all the statement. This is like a placeholder. Okay, this is like a placeholder. Fine, so this you understood. Now I will today show you about the parameterized subroutine. What is the parameterized subroutine? Let's go and see. So click on this create button and subroutine with parameter. Subroutine with parameter. Executable statement, executable program, and click on this save button. Okay. Local object, and let's go and create one subroutine. What actually I have to do, that I want to get some internal table data. I want to get some data from Mara table. Okay, based upon the material type, whatever material type I want to, you know, give on the selection screen for that. So this is what so if you want to get the material type from the selection screen, you can use the parameters statement, and we know that, right? Okay, so parameters, this material type we are going to get from the selection screen. Now I have to fetch the data from Mara table based upon the material type which we are passing from the selection screen. Okay, what I mean to tell, whatever the material type I will pass, for example I will pass a FEIT, for example I will pass the raw material. Based upon this material type, I will have to get all the data from the, you know, Mara table. So whatever the material type we will give on the selection screen, that material type value will be stored in this parameter. Now One thing is simple, that so directly you can write here select query, select Matner mtart, right? Select Matner mtart, whatever field you want, you can just give from Mara into table it underscore Mara. Okay, select Matner mtart mbrsh matkl from Mara into it underscore Mara. So this it underscore Mara we have to define. First we'll have to define a structure, right? You know that we'll have to define the structure, begin of ty underscore, and then once we define the structure, for example, we have already done, maybe I will just show you over there. Go to AC38. In previous program I have already defined in the program number 4. So here you can see that I have defined. So material type and material group. We have defined it over here like this. So similarly, I'm trying to define it once again over here. This time I will keep the same name of the component as it is. Here you can see that I have given the different name. Generally we keep the same name. Okay. Generally we keep the same name. Okay. So what I will do that I will give the same name, Matner type, Matner, then mtart type, mtart, then mbrsh type, mbrsh, and then one more. We are here, you can see that I'm selecting the four fields, so I'm just giving the 4 field over here, 4 component I require, because all this data when will come from the Mara table, in the same kind of a structure it should be placed into the it underscore Mara. So we must have to define the same kind of a structure for this it underscore Mara, right? That's why in the same sequence we are just giving as means whatever the sequence will be here, in the same sequence you will have to put the select query, so that data will come accordingly and sit into the table component. So this is the table component, that means the field is nothing but the table component, comma, and end of ty underscore Mara. Okay, ty underscore Mara. Now here you can use the data statement it underscore Mara type table of ty underscore Mara. So this is a structure I have declared using this types statement, and now I have declared this internal table type table of okay ty underscore Mara. If I have not given any table specification over what table is this, can you tell me? If I have not given here any table specification, what table is this? A standard table, sorted
It's a
table,
standard
hash
table.
table? Yeah, it's a standard table. We have defined one standard table it underscore Mara. Okay, and now if you do like this, check the syntax over here, you know. Okay, fine. It's giving error because I have given the comma over here in ABAP. You know, this in the ABAP old syntax, comma is not required. Okay, mind that I'm using the term old syntax. That means whatever we are learning over here, this syntax was using before 7.40. You know, so after NetWeaver 7.40, some changes has happened in terms of you know remove the complexity of development. Here you can see that whenever I have to use the internal table, I have to define this structure, then I have to define this internal table. These 2 step I have to do. Okay, and now if I'm going to use the select statement to fetch the data from Mara table, then I'm putting into it underscore Mara it's working fine. It's not giving any error. No syntax error found in this report, right? So this is how generally we do as a, this is nowadays also this is the way generally people do. But after means nowadays one more approach is there that is very easy approach. What you can do that, copy this, paste it. So this is known as the new Open SQL, the new syntax. Actually you'll have to give the comma in between. Okay, I'm just going to comment this previous select statement. The previous select statement I have copied, removed. Okay, and now if you see here, it will give me the error. What it is tell, just observe over here. It's telling if the new Open SQL syntax is used. So if I use the comma between the field, that means this is the part of the new Open SQL. Means the comma we are supposed to use under the new syntax. Okay, this select query, if I'm going to use the select query, okay, and if I'm putting the comma in between the field, that means it is the part of the new Open SQL. Okay, now it must be used throughout. So it is telling that if you're using over here the new Open SQL, use everywhere the new Open SQL. Okay, now if you go and read here, this includes using at the rate to escape host variables. What is the meaning of this? First I will make you understand, then you will understand automatically. Okay, so see, in the new Open SQL, in the new Open SQL, this is not required. Okay, this is not required. Just observe over here, many places you will see nowadays this syntax. These are some frequently used syntax which you will see at many places, and if you are a developer you can use this one. It's a very convenient. Okay, what the system will do, see, if you remove this one, and just what you will have to do here, you have to write into table, and here you will have to give at the rate. Okay, and data, and you can give any name over here. If you give name over here, it underscore mara, it's already was there. Okay, it was already there, so I will use the same. What will happen that this, now just check the syntax. Now if you check the syntax, you can see there is no error, no syntax error found in this report, right? So what is happening actually over here, this it underscore mara, this internal table is automatically getting declared with, the system is internally what it is doing, it's going and checking internally, it's preparing the structure like this. How it is preparing a structure internally, it's it is just looking, this matner is getting fetched from the mara table, so it is going and checking there the data element of this matner, and automatically it's putting the type over here. Means internally it is preparing all these things automatically. Okay, similarly it's a mtart, mbrsh, matcl. So system is preparing an internal table, defining an internal table having the four components of, the same data element as it is there in the mara table, because we are fetching the data from mara. So we are already giving the information in terms of select query, right, that we are going to fetch the data from the mara table, and these are the fields. So system based upon these fields automatically preparing the internal table, right? So you don't have to define. So you can see that this much load has been, this much extra coding you are going to avoid if you are going to use the new Open SQL syntax. That's why some of the syntax have been very, very popular and people started using this one. Okay, that's why we are just discussing. There are so many syntaxes. Some of the syntaxes we will be covering in the later classes gradually, but whichever are the important one, at least I wanted to let you know. So this is one of the very important and very, you know uh, widely and frequently used syntax, because you can see that it's so convenient. You don't have to define this, just you will have to do what? You will have to use the at the rate and data, that's it. And here comma comma you will have to use. Okay, you'll have to use comma comma. In the old syntax, just observe over here, in old syntax you don't have to leave this comma, there is no comma in between, right? No comma, right? From Mara, same from Mara is here also, right? Into table, here also into table, here also. Only the difference here, at the rate data, one open parenthesis and closed parenthesis. Here that is not there, at the rate data is not there. Okay, so if you don't use the new open syntax, new open SQL, okay, you must have to do this procedure. And many places in the previous development, now also you can do this one, it supports the previous syntax. Okay, so these are the two ways, these are the two ways how you can use the select query. So remember, this is the select query. Okay, mostly will be coming across such kind of a statement. Okay, so this is the more focused towards the functional people. We are going to discuss in detail about the open SQL. In open SQL we have to learn many things. Okay, but as of now, just understand that this select query, this is a part of open SQL. This is a part of open SQL. Select query is the part of open SQL. This is very important one because frequently we are going to encounter this one. Okay, we also have modify, we have also update. So this statement maybe uh, I will cover this, that is also very important. Okay, fine. Here we were talking about the uh, subroutine with parameter. Okay, so this part you understood. So actually why I'm telling all these things, because now I'm going to use this one only. Okay, now I'm going to use this one only. Okay, now I'm going to use this one only. Okay, any question, anyone is having any question? Okay, no question, fine. So here one thing also I would like to share over here, that suppose you have already declared your internal table, right? You have already declared your internal table like this. Okay, you have already declared your internal table like this, you have already declared. And now, suppose you have a existing report where old syntax like this has been used, and now you wanted to use the new syntax. So in many places it has been used like this, right? So if you would like to use the, if you would like to do like this, it will give you the error. It will tell that this it underscore mara has been already defined over here. Why you are defining over here again, right? This at the rate data is doing nothing but defining this internal table, right? This implicitly internally. So suppose the scenario, try to understand what I am trying to tell. Suppose one program, old program is there, and because that was the old program, they have used the old syntax like this. Okay, so if you see that there is no error as of now, right? It's working fine. But now we are a new developer. What we wanted to put one more select query on the mara table. Okay, where we are willing to fetch the same data. Okay, we are going means we are going to fetch the same data from the mara table, and we are going to put into the it underscore mara, and we want to use the new syntax. So if we're going to write like this, it will give you the error that it will tell why it underscore mara you are defining two times. If you check the syntax here, it will tell that it underscore mara has already been declared. Why you are declaring over here using the at the rate data, right? So if it is already defined, suppose someone has already defined, and if you just want to use that, the existing one, what actually you'll have to do, that you don't have to do anything, just remove this, you know, data keyword. Just remove this data keyword. So you can use the existing internal table. You can put into table at the rate, and new syntax, new open SQL also you will be able to use. So here you will not be able to take the advantage of inline, declaration, but there are so many things in the new open SQL. There are so many enhancement is there in the new open SQL that I cover in the ABAP on HANA course in detail. Okay, so there are, that is around 10 hours of course itself for the new open SQL, new syntaxes. Okay, so there we discuss in detail. Okay, but here just you understand that these are the frequently used things we are learning. In order to that, if you just remove that, this if you just remove that data keyword, you will be able to use the existing one. It will not give you the error. Check the syntax now, and you can see that there is no problem. So existing one, just if you want to use, you can simply give at the rate of data. And this is very powerful statement. The new open SQL is having so much extension, so much extra functionality. You can put case, when, so many things. I don't want to confuse it over here at this point of time. Let's keep it simple. Just understand the concept. You can learn yourself also. It's not very difficult. If your basics is good, you can learn anything. Okay, so now I will keep any one of these. Just I wanted to let you know that you can use the existing one also. Now what I will do, that I will comment all this old one. Okay, I will comment if you are going to comment the old one, this part, will it work? Can you tell me, will it work? This particular syntax select
No,
statement will work? It
it
will
will
not
not
work
work.
because, yeah, because this is not declared. So if you just check here, it will tell that this IT underscore Mara is unknown, right? So what I will do, that I will use the data over here, and it will be automatically declared, right? Having the same component of four fields, it will be automatically declared. Fine. And now I will keep this one only, this select statement. Check the syntax. Okay, and this is there, it's working fine over here. Now my requirement is that whatever the material type I'm going to, whatever the material type I'm going to pass from the selection screen, based upon that material type, based upon that material type, I want to select the data. Okay, so in where condition, mtart equal to p underscore mtart you will have to give, right? Because we are going to write the select query based upon the given material type. So whatever the material type will come, so what I will do, that I will just delete it. I don't require now. Okay, so whatever the material type we are getting from the selection screen, based upon that material type, we are going to fetch the data from the Mara table, and we are putting into this internal table. Okay, good. Now I will just show you the output. Okay, I will just show you the output. So you can just put the loop at it underscore Mara into wa underscore Mara. Again you require a work area, right? Again you require a work area. So in the new syntax, say previously what we'll have to do, what we do initially, we use the data. If you remember, w underscore Mara type structure, the structure ts underscore Mara we have defined. All right, and just we have deleted, right? We have deleted. So that ts underscore Mara was the structure. So like that we define the structure. but in the new syntax you can directly use the data over here, and automatically this WA underscore Mara will be declared as a work area like line of IT underscore Mara. Means whatever the structure it is having, of the same structure a work area will be declared using the new syntax. What you will have to add it over here? Data. You will have to add the keyword data over here. That's it, and automatically it will be declared. So most of the places you will be looking, you will be able to see like this. If you want to declare your own work area, what you will have to do? You will have to first define the structure as we have done, right? Unfortunately I have deleted the code. So I believe you are able to understand what I'm trying to tell. I'm trying to tell that it will be data W underscore Mara type, and the structure just I have, I have defined like this, types. So using that structure reference, we were declaring the work area. That is not required now. Okay, with the new syntax, that is not required. You can use like this loop at IT underscore Mara into W underscore Mara. Just will have to use one data keyword over here. Automatically this W underscore Mara work area will be declared of same line type of the same structure as IT underscore Mara. That's it. Come over here and use the end loop. Pretty printer, come and let's print this one. W underscore Mara will be printing now, right? W underscore Mara hyphen Matner, W underscore Mara hyphen mtart, okay, W underscore Mara hyphen mbrsh, and WA underscore Mara hyphen matl, okay, and I will print like this. Check the syntax now. Some error is there, is not an escape, fine. So whenever we use the new syntax, whenever we use the new syntax, these parameters, whatever the variable we define in the ABAP. ABAP means here in this program, in this report. So IT underscore Mara is my internal table. This is a variable we are using in this program. So we are using at the rate. P underscore mtart we are defining over here in this program. So here also we have to use at the rate. So if we are going to if we have defined some variable before that variable as we have used over here at the rate, similarly for all the variable which we have defined, and if I'm using in a new Open SQL, we must have to use at the rate in new Open SQL. This is the case only new Open SQL. Okay, so here I have given at the rate. Check the syntax, and now there is no error. So what I mean to tell, suppose if we're going to use one more condition, if we're going, for example, MBRSH equal to 0. So this 0 is the constant. For constant, there is no problem. You don't have to give at the rate. But if you are going to use, suppose P underscore MBRSH is your, one more variable, one more parameter. Parameters is what? Parameters is a kind of variable only. This is for the purpose of getting the data from the selection screen. That's why we are putting the parameters over here. So this parameters is responsible to declare this particular, this particular object as a variable. This particular name will be have like a variable only, as it behaves like a data. Okay, for data also, if you want to declare some variable, we can use the data keyword. For internal table, for work area, we use the data keyword. Okay, parameters does the same thing, but extra functionality. What it does, it gets the data from the selection screen. It gets the data from the selection screen. Okay, so now here also you can give at the rate, where mtart equal to p mtart and mbrsh, right? mbrsh equal to @ actually, like this you can do it, and this is also fine. Okay, check the syntax here. Because p underscore mbrsh is unknown, we have not defined, it's giving over here error that this is not defined. Okay, so I'm just going to remove only one where condition is sufficient at this point of time. Control F2, and you understood that here at the rate we have to use pt printer. Check the syntax, and now it's fine, there is no problem. Activate this one, and we can now press F8. We can give some, uh, for example, raw material. Press F8, and only the raw material will come. You can see that only the raw material is coming over here. Now, what actually I'm trying to tell it over here, that I want to, you know, use this select query inside a subroutine. Okay, I want to use this select query inside a subroutine. So perform fetch data, fetch data. So this fetch data, this perform I have to define. So I'm going to define this perform form fetch underscore data and end form, right? This is how we define the subroutine. And this select query I will put it inside this. This select query I will put it inside this fetch data. Okay, this select query I'm going to put it inside this. So now what I'm trying to tell you over here, that here you can see that this is the global declaration p underscore mtart. Here in beginning we are declaring. Okay, in beginning we are declaring this p underscore mtart because we are it is in beginning, so it is a global declaration, right? It is a global declaration. So p underscore mtart here will be understood, there is no problem. P underscore mtart here will be also understood. You can see that it will not give any error, right? But the problem what it is happening, that it is telling here, it is telling that this it underscore mara is unknown, right? Here you can see that it is telling it underscore mara is unknown. Why? Because earlier if you see, the earlier our syntax was here, right? Our syntax was here, right? So when the syntax is here, this it underscore mara, this it underscore mara has been defined where? Here it has been defined, and these are the place, these are the global place, right? In the report, if we're going to define something, right, these are the global place. So if this is the global place, it underscore mara, this is getting defined over here using the data keyword. So here also it will be understood because it's a global declaration. Okay, so if you check the syntax, there is no error, right? Now do the control Z, control Y. Let me do, I will again control X. I will cut and paste it over here. But when I'm putting into this subroutine, actually this it underscore mara is getting declared inside this subroutine because here we are doing, right? So if we're doing over here, it underscore mara is unknown over here, is unknown over here, right? Is unknown over here. So what I will do now, because it is unknown, so in this scenario, what I will do that, what I will do that, either, you know, either this display this particular, loop at it underscore mara into data w underscore mara, this whatever the here we have done, this we can put inside the perform display data. Okay, perform display Let me first define the subroutine. Form display data, and inside this I will put, okay, inside this I will put. Now this display data, I will try to make the system understand that what is this it underscore mara, okay, what is this it underscore mara, okay. So here you see what I'm going to do now, what I'm going to do now. So fetching the data and displaying the data, we can put together in a same, in the uh, in single subroutine. So I can write here fetch data and display data. Okay. So fetch data and display data. Okay. So here itself I will fetch the data. Okay. And here I will just write one more perform. In this subroutine itself I'm going to give one more subroutine and display underscore data, perform display underscore data. Okay, perform display underscore data, here I'm using inside this subroutine, inside this subroutine I'm using. Just observe one thing, that I'm putting the data from the Mara table and put I'm I'm getting the data from the Mara table and putting into this internal table, right? And this internal table is getting declared inside the subroutine. So if we are going to, put this code over here, it will work. Okay, it will work if you put this code, because it underscore Mara is known inside this form and end form, because it underscore Mara is defined here in this form and end form. If you check the syntax, there is no error because here it's fine. So you can do this one, but I want to do more modularization, right? I want to do more modularization, so I want to put that into this perform display data. And here, as soon as I will do this perform display data and I will place that code here, again this it underscore Mara is unknown inside this subroutine. Okay, because it is declared here inside this subroutine. And we know that if we define a variable inside a subroutine, a scope of that variable is local, specific to that subroutine only. Okay, specific to that subroutine only. Okay, so if you check here syntax, it will give you the error that it underscore Mara is unknown. Here the parameterized, here the subroutine of parameter concept will come into picture. What I will do that here, I will write using it underscore Mara. Okay, I'm going to use this it underscore Mara and I will supply this value to this subroutine. So here also you will have to use the using, and if you want you can keep the name it underscore Mara, there is no problem, same name you can keep. But the thing is that this it underscore Mara and this it underscore Mara is completely different. Why? Because this it underscore Mara scope is inside this form. Okay, just we are passing this it underscore Mara with the help of a parameter into this it underscore Mara. Okay, completely different. So just to differentiate it, I'm just going to give the name as a PT. Generally, if we are going to use some parameter, we give the name like this, PT parameter. T stands for table. Okay, PT underscore Mara. So this value will come and sit inside this value, PT underscore Mara. Okay, and the same value PT underscore Mara, same value IT underscore Mara, right? The structure and everything will be automatically declared and copied into this pt underscore mara. So instead of now using that it underscore mara, I can use over here pt underscore mara. Okay, and now if you check the syntax, it should not give any error. Some problem, I think some problem. Where is the problem? Dot expected after pt underscore mara, where expected, loop at pt underscore mara into data w underscore mara. It looks good to me. What is the problem? Perform display underscore data using it underscore mara, using pt underscore mara. This is also fine. Loop at pt underscore mara. Now okay, check once again the syntax, but it's giving some error that dot expected after pt underscore mara. We have given the dot, right? I think we'll have to give the explicit type declaration. It's not able to take it. Okay, it's not able to take it at this point of time automatically. Okay, means generally if it is a normal, normal value over here, if you want to supply the normal value, it takes, but here it's not able to understand. Okay, here it's not able to understand. It's telling that dot expected, some unknown kind of things it is telling it over here. So to avoid such kind of error, what actually we'll have to do that, again we'll have to define the structure, because directly over here we cannot define the structure and system is not able to understand what is this particular, you know what is this particular parameter. It's not able to understand. Okay, so in this scenario we don't have any choice. Okay, and we want to modularize also. If you don't want to modularize, then that's fine, but you want to modularize also, then in that case you must have to define the structure. There is no other way at this point of time. Okay, so types again I'm going to define. Let me, because it's giving the error, begin of ty underscore mara and matnr type matnr. Then we have mtart type mtart mbrsh type mbrsh, and then matl type matl. End of ty underscore mara. This time we'll not delete, we'll just comment it. Okay, so here one type we have defined, right? We have defined one type over here, and this is what? This is internal table. This is an internal table, right? So using this type, what I will do that, I will define one table type, right? I will define one table type. Why I need to define the table type? Why I need to define? Because internal table can be defined in a several ways. One way we know that we can directly give here data it underscore mara type table of ty underscore mara. Using this structure we can define. Another way we can define the internal table type. If you don't want to use this table of syntax, simply you can give the type and you can use the table type. What is this table type? What is this table type? So table type is nothing but it is a complete internal table structure. It will tell you complete internal table structure. That's why you don't have to give type table of over here. Simply you will have to give the type. Okay, simply you will have to give the type. So let me define the table type. Okay, let me define the table type. So to define the table type, again we use the types keyword And for the table type, we use tt underscore mara type table of ty underscore mara. Okay, so this is now your table type. You can see the same syntax for this also and for this also. Only the difference, this data keyword is here and here is the types keyword. So types keyword we use for what purpose? To define the structure, right? Types keyword we use to define the structure. Here also I'm using the types keyword because table type is also a structure which is having the line type as ty underscore mara. Okay, so now this is your table type. Using this table type also you can define the internal table. Okay, so I will put the syntax it over here, control V. Okay, so this is your table type. So if you want to define this internal table, you can define like this also, or simply you can define like this also, it underscore mara type. So if you are going to give the reference of table type, you can directly give like this, and this internal table it underscore mara is ready. It underscore mara internal table is now ready. Okay, same, it is going to have the same, same meaning. This it underscore mara is going to have the same meaning. Okay, but here you can see that it underscore mara already declared over here. So this is a global declaration, right? This is a global declaration. I don't require this it underscore mara, just I will comment this one. But this table type I require because here, this pt underscore mara, I have to tell to the system that this is an internal table, and here I cannot use type table of. Okay, type table of, if I were able to use this type table of, I could have written type table of and this structure name. Okay, like this, here, here, as I'm doing here. But it is not possible over there. Type table of, there only type addition is possible. Okay, here only type addition is possible. So with the help of type addition only, I have to define this as a internal table. That's why I have declared this table type. What is the type of table? So type of the table is tt underscore mara, and now this will become your internal table. And you can see that the here also the component, what is matnad mtart mbrs matl, same, right? Same is there, so type compatible, right? So whatever you are going to pass the data using it underscore mara to this pt underscore mara, right? Whatever you are going to pass the data from this it underscore mara to pt underscore mara, you can see that using command, right? Using syntax here also, after using I am doing, so what it will, that it will mapped, this it underscore mara will be mapped to this pt underscore mara. A pt underscore mara is of type what? tt underscore mara. Both is now compatible. Let's see the syntax check now. Check the syntax now and we'll see, and you can see that no syntax error found in this report now. Okay, and now this pt underscore mara I'm using over here, it's working fine now. And activate this one, and press F8, give some value, for example FERT. Okay, F8, and you can see all this FERT, it's working fine. All this FERT is displaying. Put the breakpoint over here. I would like to show you the flow. Perform, press F8, give some value, press F8. Yeah, come over here and press F5. I want to go inside. So remember this F5, F6, F7, F8. Okay, what is the meaning? F5 I will press so that I will go inside. F5. So when I pressed F5, I went inside the subroutine. What is the subroutine? This is fetch data and display data. It has come over here. Again, for this p underscore mtart, you can see that FEIT I have passed from the selection screen FEIT. So this is coming over here. This is the global variable because here in the main program it has been defined. So inside this subroutine also it is understood by the system because this is a global variable. Okay. Now, if you press F5, you know, IT underscore Mara is having 4,722 records. This query became successful. This select query became successful, means it has fetched some data. If something is going to become successful, there is a system variable called size sub rc. It will be set 0. It will be set 0. Very, very important. Very, very important. Very, very important. It will be set 0. If this select query, okay, is going to be successful, there is a system variable size sub rc, it will be 0. If suppose there was no data found, then it will become 4. If some non-zero value comes over here for the size sub rc, that means you will have to understand that particular operation has been unsuccessful, right? Unsuccessful in the sense they were not able to fetch the data, they were not able to get the data. That's the meaning of the unsuccessful. Okay, now in IT underscore Mara we are having 4,722, and this PT underscore Mara, if you see currently, you can see that PT underscore Mara select valid variable. It is telling that this is not a valid variable at this point of time because the control of my cursor is here, right here only. It is not here, so it is not able to understand this PT underscore Mara at this point of time. As soon as they will come over here in this subroutine, right? So when I press F5, where the control will go, press F5, control will come over here, and now system will understand what is this PT underscore Mara. Now if you double click, it will not give you the error, that information. Here you can see 4,722 records has flown from this IT underscore Mara to this PT underscore Mara. Same record has been flown, and that I'm using it over here. Okay, I'm using it over here. Press F8. So this is how record flows from one. This is how the data flows from one variable to another variable using the subroutine. So from this IT underscore Mara, I'm putting the data into this PT underscore Mara. Okay. Similarly, you have the another, uh, another using like here we are using the changing using over here. Similarly, you can use the changing keyword. Okay, similarly you can also use the tables keyword. Okay, this changing and tables, you can do the experiment yourself. This we will be covering in the later classes under the advanced ABAP, but this one is the frequently used one. It's the same, it will be the same. Okay, this changing and tables is going to behave in the same way, just the name is different. Okay, just the name is different, the semantical working way is the different, but the technically it's going to work the same as we have seen. So this you will be able to see frequently. Okay, so hope you understood this parameterized, the parameterized subroutine. And many places you will see that using, somewhere you will see changing, right? Using changing. Maybe tomorrow I will show you about how you can use the changing also. So you will be having a better picture. And then what we will do that we'll try to understand some more stuff in this report. Okay, so this week will be fully dedicated for the report, and next week I will be looking into the enhancement, okay, and the debugging, how we can do the debugging. My intention is to make you comfortable in debugging. This first 15 hours I'm keeping in mind that to keep all the important things from the functional point of view. Okay, from the functional consultant point of view, because many of you here are the functional consultant. So my intention is to make you comfortable in this ABAP coding. Okay, because if initially itself we are going to means cover the complex things from the data dictionary and from the report, you know, you at some point of time you start feeling that boring, so first I'm trying to cover the basic and important stuff, and then under the advanced ABAP we are going to see the things in more detail in the more, because the course, total course is itself of around 75 plus hours, more than, you know that the minimum 75 hours. So the previous course which I have completed means still that is going on, it has been crossed more than 100 hours. Okay, so because the things if I'm going to cover in detail, obviously it's going to take the time. Okay, but from the functional consultant point of view it becomes boring at that at some point of time for the developer, or who is the experienced developer. For them, they feel comfortable, they feel interesting because they come across the different scenario, and that we'll be discussing over there, so they feel interesting. But for the people like you who is the functional over here, it becomes little challenging. That's why my intention is to cover in the first 15 hours all the important stuff. If you practice this one, I'm 100% sure that your journey is going to be very comfortable. Okay, most of the things, because all the important things we are going to cover it over here. If you have any question, please feel free to ask, or else we will be stopping over here. Any question? Okay, fine. So there is no question. Thank you very much for attending the session. Let's meet tomorrow at the same time. Okay, 6:45. Bye then. Have a nice day. Take care.
Bye.